begin with a short opening statement, then we'll go to questions. If you have a question, please raise your hand. Coach, whenever you're ready.
First of all, this weekend, Military Appreciation Day, all the things that's gone on and things that are going on right now in the news, and 9/11 just recently. We always appreciate what the servicemen have done for us, and we're looking forward to having a fantastic crowd to represent them in that honor. The game last week was obviously a difficult game. I thought that there were some parts of it that were exciting, and they gave us an opportunity to win. There was other parts that obviously we didn't do so well in. Our opponent this week, Western Michigan, last year gave us a really, really close game at their place. It was a game of two different halves, obviously one half our way, one half their way, and we're looking forward to playing them once again, knowing that Coach Lester knows a lot about this place, and I believe there's 4 or 5 guys left on the team that were here when he was here. So I'm ready for you guys' questions.
Josh?
Dino, statistically speaking, I think that was Sterling Hofflicker's best game. He had a couple nice punts. Obviously, he's been good here for a while. I was curious, just like, if you've seen him grow over the last couple of years and how you kind of see growth at a position like punter. I don't know how you guys kind of evaluate that.
Well, we do evaluate that. I mean, like I said, I've got a special teams coordinator's background. When I saw Sterling when I first came in here, you always have previous, you rate guys off of previous experiences. And my first thing I said to him, I said, he's not very tall. And I remember Coach Coughlin, who was the special teams coordinator, said at the time, he said, "Coach, this guy is good." And I said, "He's not good until I say he's good." And he kicked 3 balls, and I said, "Coach, this guy's good." And he's been that way ever since. Me and Coach Lustig had a conversation last year about it when the season ended, and we do a lot with our punters, and Sterling's extremely, I'm glad you brought this up. He's a great guy to talk about. I don't, he's a kicker, but he's a great guy to talk about. He can do a lot of things well. He can rugby, he can move, he's more athletic than what he looks like. But he is so talented that I told him, I said, he's one of those guys that you want to do everything with him because he can, and we need to do less with him because he's so good. And this year we're trying to do less. That doesn't mean we won't rugby. That doesn't mean we won't do some of those things. But when we just sit him back, when we just let him sit back there and be an NFL kicker and punt the football, that's exactly what he is. He's an NFL kicker. If you saw, some of the hang time that he got on some of those kicks, like OMG, Google that if you know what I'm talking about. I mean, he is a weapon in the game, and he really helps to give us an opportunity to win. So he's an easy guy to talk about.
Bart, in the middle.
Coach, after 3 games, what is the biggest issue the offense has had?
Inconsistency, breakdowns at different spots at different times. And again, it goes all the way back. It goes all the way back to when I talked to you guys the very first time and I didn't have my voice. And I'm like, there were just some things that we needed to take care of. And we're going to go back and I'm going to do a review on, I'm not throwing anybody into the bus. This is how I operate. If something happens once, to me, it's a happening. Sometimes stuff just happens. Don't freak out. If you've been around a long time, you're a little bit older, you're a little bit longer in the tooth, don't freak out. It's just a happening. When something happens twice, whoa, wait a minute now. Because if you're really thorough, you got to check into why is this consistently happening. And it's the second time in a row that we've lost a lot of guys with soft muscle tissue injuries in camp, and especially a certain group of people. And we can't have that, whether that's the way we train, whether that's the way the medical people handle it, whether that's the individuals themselves taking a day off from a mental aspect, because there's certain injuries that you can push through, and then there's certain injuries that medical people will not question and the coaches will not question. And the longer you're in the game, you kind of get what those are. And I'm not throwing any of those groups underneath the bus. All I'm saying is that we're going to go back when this is all said and done and make sure that I don't have to sit up here and talk about this again in year 5, 6, 7, or 8. I'm just not going to do it. So we need to evaluate what we're doing and see if we can solve the issue.
I know you don't want to throw anybody under the bus. It always does come back to the quarterback. You see Tommy, 3 straight games, I think he's rolled out and thrown late from a pick. How concerned are you about that trend?
I'm not throwing Tommy underneath the bus at all. I think I'm gonna describe all three of those interceptions, and you guys go back and check the tape. The first one at Liberty, the ball was tipped. Whether it should have been thrown or not, the ball was tipped, which means it changed the trajectory of the flight. Okay. The second one against Maryland, you guys saw what happened. You guys seen the tape. Okay, interception. This one, again, something happens once, it's a happening. It happens twice, there's an issue. When this one happened, I was not happy. I went back and watched the tape, and I'm completely satisfied that it won't happen again, that it was a happening. You guys didn't see it, did you? You want me to explain to you what happened?
Yeah.
There was a guy covering the running back. I believe the running back was Abdul Adams. The guy fell down about the 5 or 6 yard line. Abdul Adams goes into the end zone, and he's absolutely open for a touchdown. By the time Tommy breaks out of the pocket and sees Abdul, it looks like a touchdown. There's a guy close to him, but you got to make a throw to get it there in time. There's no doubt in my mind that he's capable of making that throw, and I would want him to make that throw. And the minute he pulled trigger on it, the guy that was laying down stood up. And you're going to say, well, maybe he should have saw that guy laying down. I can't tell you how many trick plays that we have in our offense where we tell a guy to go all the way down to the ground and get back up. When you're on a football field with guys and everybody is hunting, it's like being in a den with a whole bunch of tigers and lions. They're all hunters and they're all hunting. The last thing you want to do on a football field is drop your eyes and look at the ground because you may be waking up in the hospital. Okay, you're always looking on the horizon. I've ran plays and special teams on kickoffs where we've had guys go down on kickoff return, a guy run and throw the ball all the way across the field. We did it at UCLA to Matthew Slater that plays for the Patriots. Now he got called back because it was a forward pass, but Matthew Slater ran it in for a touchdown in the doggone Rose Bowl. Those plays are plays they've been in football for a long period of time, and it has to do with guys don't look on the ground on the football field because you better keep your head up to what's going on. That is a happening play for Tommy. And when I saw it, I was like, I see it. And I actually got excited. Because I said, okay, he has handled it, he has grown, it's not going to happen. And it was a happening. That's not the way I felt at the game, okay, but it's definitely the way I feel right now about
You
it.
are seeing growth.
Excuse me,
You
sir.
are seeing growth out there.
Oh, I really believe we are. Yes, I do. Absolutely.
In back?
Coach, it seems like Nicky played another strong game on Saturday. What did you see?
I didn't hear the first thing that you said. I'm sorry.
It seemed like Nicky.
Okay,
Very
thank you.
strong game on Saturday once again. What have you seen from his development from year one last year going to this year?
You know, I thought he had a PI call on him that was very interesting. But he's battling. He's doing a lot better. We still need him to be a little bit more physical. But as far as his coverage skills and things that he's doing in the coverage game, he's doing some really exciting things. Now, he left the game with an owie, and I haven't had an opportunity to find out where he's at with it right now. But hopefully he'll be ready to go for the game.
Andrew?
On a similar note to the Owies, any update on Sam Heckel for this week, and then McKinley Williams? I know he was still captain.
I would imagine that Sammy would probably be in the same situation. I don't know about McKinley. It's so funny because we all call him Bears. So I'm not sure on him yet. I got to wait and see about McKinley, and then the rest of the guys I haven't had a chance to talk to them yet. They have to see the doctors and the trainers, and we normally get all that information later on in the day on Monday, unfortunately.
Steven?
Kind of curious what it's been like for you and Mike Lynch to try and work with Tommy as a pocket guy and then the offensive line and their issues. How creative have you had to be, and are there past experiences you can kind of draw from where maybe you had similar groups to work around early?
You know, we always pride ourselves in trying to figure out a way to get it done. Our philosophy is there's always enough players to win, and that's what coaching's for, is to find a way to put them in the right spots. And we take a lot of pride in it. Coach Lynch takes a lot of pride in it, as long as with me and myself, and we'll keep working. I don't think we're that far off. Once again, the guys that we were playing were really good. Okay, and you're like, well, you guys have played them well before. Yeah, we have. And I thought for 3 quarters we played them well Saturday. We just, our defense I thought did a nice job. Our special teams I thought did a nice job. We didn't score enough points. We tried to find ways to create points. We tried to take chances to score points. We knew we had to score some points to let them feel the pressure to have a chance. And, it just didn't work out that way. We've been 23.5 dogs before and won at Syracuse University. I've been 21-point dogs before and won at other universities. 27.5 was just a little bit too much this year. Okay, just a little bit too much this year. We'll just see how it goes from here on out.
Yeah, Eric?
The running game scored 3 touchdowns versus Liberty and kind of struggled the past 2 weeks. Aside from playing 2 good football teams, what do you attribute those rushing issues to?
Playing 3 good football teams and stopping the run and making us force the pass. I mean, if you were going to play us right now, there's no reason for you to let the passing game get going. You want to take away the run and see if we can beat them with the pass. And I think the smart coaches out there, that's how they're playing us.
Matt?
Here, I was going to ask you about the defense and just the step they made from, how disappointed you were in the Maryland game to, Saturday night. I mean, they kept you guys in it for 2.5 quarters.
Not only that, but I'll say 3 of the touchdowns, but there's 2 touchdowns that didn't even have to go on the board. They played at an extremely high level, and very proud of them and the defense coaches, Coach Ward, on how they bounced back. I know you look at the score and you go, how can you say that? But that's not how we felt in the game, and I don't think that's how the way the 50,000 people that were in the dome felt. I think they played good enough for us to win, based after 3 quarters, and just really disappointed that we couldn't find a way to score more points on their defense.
Coach, I asked you last week about the team's confidence, and now back-to-back games where scores been lopsided in favor of the opposition. How do you assess mentally where this team is?
I think we're fine. I think that we have an opportunity to win every game that we have from here on out. I think the big thing that we need to make sure of, and it happened last year, is that Clemson can beat you once, but you don't let Clemson beat you twice. And the opponent that we're playing is an opponent that is capable. They proved last year that they're capable of scoring points, and they can get us into a shootout. And they're not afraid of us. And they're going to be coming in here, and their head coach has a lot of experience playing in this place, so he knows the positives and the negatives that he needs to get his team ready. And we expect a very hungry and an opponent that can beat us. And we better come ready to go, and we better be ready to play a very, very good football game.
I mean, you've got a lot of young guys on this team. You don't see any sense that they're shaking.
Young guys in the family, young sons, young daughters in the family, they don't get a vote. They just get in the back seat, and we load up the car and they go. So they're part of the family. They'll be in the car. They'll be ready to go.
2 more questions, Josh and Steven.
I was curious what you saw when you went back on the film out of the empty set. It seemed like you guys had stuff open. They were just bringing more than you could block to some extent. Was that part of what was happening there, where you only have 5 guys and they sent 6 or 7?
Anytime you go into an empty set situation, there's 2 things that are going to happen. This is football 101. You know how Coach Leach coaches that class over there in Washington State? This is football 101. Either they're going to rush 4 or less, okay, and play drop 8, drop 9, drop into coverage, or they're going to bring 1 more than you can handle and make you get rid of the ball right away. And in doing that, that means the rest of their defense is spread out, and everybody's on a guy. They call it cat coverage. I got that cat, you got that cat, you got that cat. Everybody's in cat coverage. And all you need is 1 throw, 1 catch, and 1 missed tackle. And you have a big play or you have points. So you're definitely putting something at risk because they're going to bring 1 more guy and try to hit your quarterback. You've got to sort it out, and you've got to try to find a way to make a couple of throws into that. And it's a way to get some easy touchdowns if you can handle the pressure, if you can handle the stuff. So it's the receiver has to run the right route. The offensive lineman has to turn loose the right guy. They bring 5, and you're like, oh, that guy. No, we can do things where it's not that guy, it's that guy. We can move it around, but we need those guys to separate. We need to make a play. We need to make a throw, and it's going to be some heat on you. So we'll get there. You know, we understand what was going to happen. The quarterback understood what was going to happen. The receivers understood what was going to happen. The line understood what was going to happen. We just did not make the play. Okay?
Last question, Steve.
Curious what your relationship is like with Tim Lester. Any conversations when you came into the program? You obviously recruited Eric Dungy, or after the game last year where Eric did Eric things, basically.
Yeah, really didn't know him. Got an opportunity this year. Went out to a function on the West Coast. It was really a Coach Tomey function, and he had passed away before the function, and I had already committed to go. So after going to the funeral, I still went to the function, and Tim was there. So I got a chance to meet him and his wife. I also got an opportunity to meet Coach Hughes Freeze and his wife there. And at a function before that was Coach Loxley and his wife. I got an opportunity. So I was 3 for 3 on the beginning of this season. So nice people, seemed very nice. They were very complimentary. And, you know, obviously he was really excited about how Eric had finished. And, you know, I thanked him for recruiting him. I said we were glad that he was here. And seems like a nice guy, and it seems like he's doing a nice job at Western Michigan getting that program started.
Thanks very much, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
Chairman, any other questions?